And I'm back, and I'm going to talk about another book by Chuck Palahniuk. I'm kind of on a roll with him, and Invisible Monsters is another one of his books that is really good. Originally, this is the first book he wrote. He wrote this before Fight Club, tried to get it published, and it was just too disturbing that they were like, nah, we are not touching that. You were on your own, my friend. Then Fight Club came out, and it did so well that they were like, okay, maybe we'll take a look at this again. It's a very dark book. If you don't do well with disturbing things, dark subjects, depressing things, violence, don't read this book. If you're okay with those things and don't mind because there's a very interesting story beneath it. Also, it's been adapted into a graphic novel, which you might want to check out. You can actually look at it online. I'll put a link below for you. The main protagonist is this fashion model, and she has everything. She has a boyfriend, she has a career, she has a loyal best friend, she has all these wonderful things going for her. She's the center of attention. Until one day, she's driving on the highway and is shot in the face, and her jaw is shot off. She's horribly disfigured, so she goes from being this amazing, beautiful center of attention to being this hideous, invisible monster that people won't even look in the eye, that they just pretend she doesn't exist because it's too horrifying to look at. She ends up in this hospital, and she meets this girl named Brandy Alexander. Well, in one more surgery she'd be a girl kind of thing. Brandy Alexander tries to coach her into getting a new identity, getting a new life, and then all this ridiculousness happens. I don't want to ruin it for you, but she ends up on a road trip with one very unlikely person, Brandy, and herself, taking on all these different disguises, different names, different stories from town to town, doing crazy things, and then it all accumulates in this huge thing that happens at the end. It's also kind of at the beginning. Essentially, there's all these questions that you come up, like, who's this? Who's that? What happened here? And at the end, it's all tied together beautifully. It is extremely dark. It takes you on a ridiculous roller coaster all over the place. It is extremely unpredictable, but at the same time, extremely witty. It's also extremely dark, but a great read for sure. I read it in a few days because I found it so interesting. Invisible Monsters, Chuck Palahniuk, check it out.